Perhaps one of the most uneventful, boring, and likely low voter turnout elections we've seen in a long time is the Ontario election. Hello, I'm Adrienne Batra. With me are Brian Lilley and Warren Kinsella. I know that sounds a bit harsh, Brian, because one of the things we don't complain about in this country is that we don't have enough democracy. We need more of it. But this Ontario election, it almost just seems like a fait accompli. In fact, Doug Ford might even increase his seat count. You're out there covering it. You were just in Washington with the premiers. What are you seeing out there?
I'm going to show you a T-shirt that I picked up yesterday. This is my dad's old union, Boilermakers Local 128. They never used to endorse PCs. This is the second election they've done that. These
Hmm.
guys are the experts in industrial construction. Why are they backing the PC party, the anti-union party? Because these guys will support infrastructure projects that their members need. It's why the carpenters, who like Stephen Del Duca was the carpenters business rep for years. The carpenters have endorsed Ford. 13 unions so far. I'm told it might get between 15 and 20 by the end of the election. It's all either cops, firefighters, or building trades guys.
Hmm.
And why are they doing that? Again, because Ford believes in work. Look, he called the election on flimsy pretenses. The idea that we needed an election so he could beat back against Donald Trump. No, he didn't need to do that. He did it because it was self-serving. And so far, the voters have looked around and said, yeah, okay, but we still prefer you over the other guys.
Right.
You've got Merritt Stiles, who I think that Merritt Stiles has run a very good campaign, but she's not breaking through.
Hmm.
Um, she has dropped at times she can sound um just very complainy and whiny when she's at Queen's Park. She hasn't had that. She's been positive. She's, delivered a solid message for people that would be open to what she has to say, but she hasn't broken through. Bonnie
Hmm.
Crombie has only busted through on the boredom that we all have with this election when she's talked about a push-up challenge with Doug Ford or when she's been obsessed with his balls or weird statements like I think at one point she said, "Oh, I'm a hot senior." Those are the only times that she's busting through, which isn't good for her. There's still a possibility, believe it or not, and I'll let Warren take it from there,
Yeah.
that Ford could win far more seats than he won last time, which was just over 80. He could win more than that, could win close to 100, maybe more than 100. And the NDP could still be the official opposition, and the Liberals barely get official party status. That's kind of where things at. We'll see in a week, but it's very odd right now.
One of the things that we've said, Warren, is Doug Ford benefits tremendously from such weak opposition. And we are kind of seeing that again play out in this election, regardless of how the NDP's campaign is going and the Liberals' Liberal leaders' odd obsession with feats of strength, shall we say. We've had a couple of NDP candidates have to drop out because they've said, well, in one instance, they said, "Oh, I think the Liberal has a better chance in this riding to take, so I'm going to take myself out." But I find that it remains a battle for second place. Do the Liberals get party status again? Perhaps, but it just seems like an election, Warren, that no one's really either paying attention to or really cares about right now.
I care about it, and I disagree with Brian. I think it was a necessary election. The landscape has dramatically changed in the past few weeks, not months, weeks, and we are facing an existential threat in the form of the Trump administration, and that was something that none of us were ready for. The consequences of it, from auto to manufacturing to you name it, steel, aluminum, it is going to hit this province hard. So I think actually the premier did need to seek a mandate from people about how to deal with it. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but I felt it was the right thing to do because the world is about to change
Oh,
in
it's
just a
absolutely
matter
changing.
in just a few days. But on the things that have been happening in this campaign, I ran McGinty's War Room 3 elections, and we did okay. Ran Chrétien's war rooms, and the rule we always had is you do not be vulgar. And I have found some of the things that Bonnie Crombie has said to be vulgar and inappropriate. And I really don't think, and all of us, the 3 of us, can swear like sailors off camera, but that's not what a leader should be doing. She's looked desperate and ridiculous when she's been saying those things. I cannot picture Dalton McGuinty or Jean Chrétien saying those kinds of things. And, that was a bad look. And the other bad look was, we thought all along she was seeking to become the government. And then in the last few minutes of the leaders' debate, which was a big snooze, she turns to the camera and says, I'm focused on, going after the NDP vote.
Mm-hmm.
Well, which is it, Bonnie? Do you want to be government or do you want to be leader of the opposition? I believe she will be leader of the opposition. I've been watching the numbers for weeks. She's above the threshold that she needs to become, an official party and potentially the official opposition. But just the way that she and the party have been conducting the campaign, it's not how we would have done it back in the day.
Well, Ontarians go to the polls on February 27th, and we'll see just how they turn out. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and go to the TorontoSun.com. You'll find commentary and coverage there you will not find anywhere else.